I can still smell the dust and pine from that old Denver office, where I'd poured 8 years of my life into blueprints and bids, turning dreams into steel and concrete. 8 years of early mornings on construction sites, late nights crunching numbers, skipping family barbecues and holidays because I believed in the grind. I was the senior project manager at Harlan Construction, practically running the Rocky Mountain division without the fancy title. Folks said I'd make partners soon, hell. I said it to myself in the mirror every damn day. So when they called me into that conference room on a crisp autumn Thursday, I figured it was my big break coming early. Boy, was I wrong. Mr. Harlan, the big boss with his silver mustache and no-nonsense stare, wouldn't meet my eyes as I sat down. He fiddled with a stack of papers, cleared his throat like he had a bone stuck. Riley, he started, voice flat as the plains. We've valued your hard work here, but we're restructuring. Your position's being eliminated. Effective today. It hit me like a rock slide. My chest tightened, breath caught in my throat. Restructuring? I echoed, my voice sounding small even to me. What about the team? The projects I brought in under budget? He sighed, still avoiding my gaze. We'll handle it. You'll get a severance package and a reference. I sat there, the room spinning, thinking of my mortgage on that little ranch house outside Boulder, the truck payments, the student loans I'd chipped away at. 8 years of loyalty, and they were tossing me like yesterday's coffee grounds. I wanted to scream, to fight, but the door swung open, and there she was, my sister, Jordan, fresh-faced, her ponytail bouncing, clutching a shiny new briefcase like it was a trophy. She froze when she saw me, eyes widening before she plastered on a smile that didn't reach them. Mr. Harlan gestured her in. Jordan stepping in. She's got that shiny MBA from CU, and we think she'll inject some fresh ideas. The knife twisted deep. My own sister, the one I'd helped through college, taking my spot. Jordan stepped closer, her voice shaky. Riley, I meant to tell you sooner, but I couldn't hear her over the roar in my head. I stood, numb, brushing past her and the suits, out into the hallway lined with photos of projects I'd led. Someone called my name, but it echoed distant, like thunder over the mountains. Driving home, the Rockies blurring through tears. I replayed it all. How could she? We'd grown up sharing a room in our folks' old farmhouse in Wyoming, whispering secrets under the covers. But secrets had turned to betrayal. When I got home, I yanked off my work boots and hurled them across the room. Who was I without this job? The reliable one. The fixer? I called Mom and Dad, but they didn't pick up. Later, a text from Mom. Jordan filled us in. Be happy for her. Honey, it's just business. Happy. The word burned like salt in a wound. I sank to the floor, knees to chest, rage boiling inside. That night, sleep evaded me. My mind raced, every sacrificed weekend, every praise I'd swallowed like gospel. And Jordan's face, that guilty flicker. I needed truth. I fired up my laptop, logged into the company drive, access still active, sloppy on their part. Digging through HR files, I found her offer letter, dated weeks ago. She'd known, planned it while I slaved away. Betrayal crashed over me like a flash flood. They hadn't just fired me, they'd schemed. Something dark stirred in my gut, not just anger, but a cold resolve. Why should I fade away? I'd built that company as much as anyone. But as the hours ticked, doubt crept in. Was this me, the sister who once bandaged Jordan's scraped knees? Or had they forged a monster, The days blurred into a haze. I holed up in my house, curtains drawn against the Colorado sun, sipping black coffee that tasted like ash. No calls from old crewmates. No, how you doing? Texts. Erased, like I'd never existed. My living room mocked me, stacks of site plans on the table, a dusty hard hat on the shelf. I defined myself by that job. And now, hollow. Jordan haunted my thoughts. Her apologetic eyes in that room. I wanted to believe she was trapped. But that signature on the contract screamed otherwise. I'd dial her number, finger hovering over call, then slam the phone down. What words could bridge this chasm? Our parents called once. Dad's gruff voice. Support your sister. Riley. Family first. Family. The irony stung. They saw her success as a win for us all. Blind to my wreckage. Nights were the worst.
Idelić tam staj na łaka.
Heart pounding. Replaying the firing. Mr. Harlan's averted gaze. Jordan's hesitant step forward. Rage choked me. How dare they? But beneath it, fear gnawed. Bills piled up. Severance was peanuts in this economy. Starting over at 35 felt like climbing Everest without oxygen. I'd open my resume, stare at the screen, hands trembling. Who hires the discarded? One evening, I drove aimlessly, ending up near the office downtown. Through the windows, I spotted Jordan in my old desk, laughing with the team, her jacket slung over my chair. It gutted me. Something snapped, not just anger, but a fierce will to reclaim. No more victim. They taught me resilience. Now I'd use it. Back home, I showered off the defeat, stared at my reflection. Eyes hardened, but alive. They thought blood ties would silence me.
Wrong.
I grabbed a notebook, scrawled reclaim across the top. No blind revenge, just smart moves. But doubt whispered, what if this destroys what's left of me? I pushed it down. Survival first. Planning became my lifeline, a rope pulling me from the abyss. I dove into research, company filings, investor lists, stock trends. Harlan Construction wasn't the powerhouse it pretended, overextended on a big pipeline project in the Rockies. Delays eating profits. A key client was wavering over design flaws Jordan couldn't spot. Fresh as she was. Vulnerable, if pushed right. But I needed capital. Allies. Enter Travis Cole, a venture capitalist I'd met at a Vegas trade show years back. Sharp as a tack, always sniffing for deals in failing firms. He'd flirted with poaching me once. I dug up his number, called with steady voice despite my pounding heart. Riley, heard the news. You all right? Not yet, I said. But I've got a play that could make us kings of the West. We met at a dusty diner off I-70, away from prying eyes. I laid it out, hostile takeover. Buy shares quietly, leverage weaknesses. Travis leaned back, whistling. That's bold. Riley. Ice cold. I nodded. They discarded me. I want ownership. He grinned. Count me in. We'll set up a shell corp in Wyoming, tax perks. Doubt plagued me as we plotted. What if I failed spectacularly? Jordan turning things around, but remembering Mr. Harlan's dismissal. Our parents' dismissal of my pain. It fueled me. I changed too. Morning runs in the crisp air. Sharpening my mind. No more pleading employee, a force. First strike. Anonymous tip to the State Labor Board about unpaid overtime. A Western staple in construction, but illegal. I'd lived it. Now they'd pay. It was justice. Not just spite. Within days, Inspectors swarmed the site. Whispers reached me via old contacts, HR scrambling. Jordan fielding questions she botched.
Good.
Let her feel the heat.
Meanwhile,
Travis and I snapped up shares from disgruntled smallholders, folks tired of flat dividends amid Colorado's boom. Every buy felt like reclaiming a shard of my dignity. But risks loomed. One day, Travis called, old man Harlan sniffing around the trades. Suspicious. My stomach nodded. Harlan was wily, a rancher turned tycoon. If he connected dots to me, I paced, mind racing. Reveal too soon?
no.
Keep buying? Vary the brokers, I said. To distract, I emailed Harlan about a mutual interest, sustainable builds in the West. Stroked his ego on his vision.
He bit.
Venting about Jordan stumbles. Perfect diversion. Nights. Fear clawed deeper. What if exposed? Lose savings, reputation? But inner fire burned. They betrayed blood. I wouldn't back down. I filed another tip. OSHA violations on that pipeline.
Si tu shut partially, client fumed.
Jordan argued with contractors.
Per rumors.
They bled resources. From my window, watching sunset paint the peaks gold, a smile crept. Power shifted. But emotion surged, guilt mixing with triumph. Was I becoming the villain? Jordan's face in dreams. Pleading. Pushed it away, survival demanded steel. As shares accumulated, pressure mounted. Travis pushed aggressive buys. Board panicked. Soothing investors. Jordan's statements to press sounded desperate. Buying time. Then, her text. Riley? Talk? Please. Heart lurched. Hadn't spoken since the firing. Curiosity warred with disgust. What did she know? I agreed to a neutral spot, a coffee shop in Boulder foothills. She looked haggard. Suit rumpled. Eyes shadowed. Thanks for coming, she whispered.
Sliding in.
I crossed arms.
Silent.
She exhaled. I know it's you, hitting us where it hurts. Pulse raced. I stayed stone-faced. If so. She teared up. Stop. Please. Bitter laugh escaped. You took my life. Signed knowing they'd axe me. Voice cracking. They pressured me. Said it'd stay family. Family. Bow rose. Watch them fire me. Couldn't stop it, she sobbed. Part of me wavered. Old bonds tugging. But her phone buzzed. Face paled. What? I demanded. Board knows, tracing buys. Filing injunction to freeze. World tilted. All for naught? You tell them?
No.
Swear. But doubt seated. She begged. Stop before ruin. I left. Rage and fear colliding. Called Travis. Move now. Risky, he said. Do it. Alone on the street. Wind whipping like judgment. I steeled. They'd learn. Betray me. Face the storm. But inside, turmoil raged. Am I monster or avenger? Emotion choked. No turning back. That night.
No sleep.
Every tick of the clock mocked. Injunction loomed at dawn. I urged Travis. Push all buys. Hands shook driving to the office pre-sunrise. Through glass. Early arrivals looked harried. Buyout rumors swirled. Travis texted. Majority secured. Relief flooded. Knees weak. I strode in. Flashing docs to security. Their jaws dropped, stepped aside. Boardroom. Shocked faces. Jordan. Harlan. Others. Jordan rose. Riley? I faced Harlan, as majority owner. Silence thundered. Harlan blustered. Hostile. Illegal. I smiled coldly. Legal. Per SEC rules out west. Jordan whispered. Don't. Justice, I said, voice hollow. The boardroom air thickened with disbelief. The scent of fresh coffee, now bitter irony. I took the head seat, the leather creaking under me like an old saddle. 8 years denied this spot. Now mine by right. But triumph tasted ashen, laced with the ache of what I'd become. Effective now, I declared, voice echoing off glass walls overlooking Denver's skyline. You're relieved. Fired. Harlan slammed his fist, veins bulging. Contracts protect us. You can't. I slid over prepared docs, vetted by lawyers versed in Colorado corporate law. Severance clauses allow it for cause, mismanagement, ethical lapses. Try suing. It'll drag in courts for years. Murmurs rippled. Eyes darted. Jordan stood frozen, tears glistening. Riley, this isn't you. Her words pierced, stirring the girl who'd shared Wyoming winters with her, building snow forts against the world.
But the world had hardened me.
They made me this, I whispered, more to myself.
Inside,
Conflict raged, revenge's fire clashing with sibling echoes. Was destroying her worth my soul? Security escorted them out amid chaos, papers scattering, voices rising. Harlan spat threats. You'll regret this. Jordan lingered, pleading, we can fix it. Family. I turned away, heart twisting. As doors closed, silence enveloped me. Victory? Or void? Employees gathered in the main hall, faces a mix of fear and curiosity. Many I'd mentored on dusty sites, shared beers after deadlines. Today, I announced, voice steady despite inner quake. I'm leading. Restructuring ahead, fair pay, ethical bids. Those who enabled wrongs? Accountable. Loyal ones? Secure. Whispers buzzed. A vet foreman nodded. Others shifted uneasily. Jordan approached last. What about me? Eyes met, hers broken.
Mine guarded.
You don't fit. Leave with dignity. Or I expose the backroom deal. She crumpled, turning away. Guilt surged, hot and unrelenting. Had I just severed our last tie? Phone buzzed, Travis. Injunction filed. Court tomorrow. Numbness spread. Not over. In my new office, sunset casting long shadows over the Rockies. I sank into the chair. Empire mine, yet emptiness gnawed. Memories flooded. Jordan's childhood laughter. Our parents' pride in us both. Revenge hadn't filled the hole, it widened it. Tears came unbidden, for lost years. Lost self. Emotion overwhelmed. Deeper than rage, regret's quiet storm. Court loomed like a gallows. I paced my house that night, wind howling off the mountains like accusations. If the judge froze my control, back to square one ruined. Alone. But worse, facing I'd burned bridges for hollow gain. Morning mirror showed a stranger, eyes shadowed. Resolve cracking. Drove to the federal courthouse in Denver. Heart hammering. Jordan there, hollow-cheeked, avoiding my gaze. Our parents sat behind her, mom's eyes pleading silently. Guilt twisted sharper. Proceedings blurred, lawyers sparring over SEC regs.
Wyoming shell corps.
Ethical takeovers. Mine argued clean buys.
No fraud.
Theirs painted me vengeful, seeking undue harm.
Judge.
Stern as a frontier marshal. Pored over filings. No irregularities, he ruled finally. Injunction denied. Tennis. Riley maintains control. Relief crashed, but muted. Jordan sobbed quietly, Parents consoled her. I wanted to reach out, bridge the chasm, but words failed. Outside, under clear blue skies, a reporter ambushed. Comment. Betrayal builds nothing lasting, I murmured. Rebuild wisely. Driving home, emotions swelled, waves of sorrow, hints of hope. Victory rang empty, without reconciliation. That evening, alone with a glass of bourbon, I reflected. Revenge avenged nothing. It isolated. A light lesson dawned. Families fragile, worth mending over empires. But resolve lingered. I'd reform the company ethically, prove my worth beyond spite. Yet Jordan's pain haunted, urging amends. Inner turmoil peaked. Could I forgive? Must I? Next days, I dove into leadership, auditing books, ensuring fair labor per Western regs. Crews responded warily, but progress showed. Yet personal void deepened. Called parents. How's Jordan? Mom sighed, hurting. Misses you. Ache intensified, sisterly bond. Frayed but not snapped. One night, storm raging outside, I drafted an email to her. Let's talk. No business. Hit send. Heart exposed. Waiting. Emotion rawer than ever. Fear of rejection. Yearning for healing. Revenge's price. Loneliness. Lesson. Humanity over conquest. The email hung in the ether. A fragile olive branch amid the wreckage I'd wrought. Days passed without reply, each ticking second amplifying the storm inside. I'd claimed the throne, but it felt like sitting on thorns, every decision shadowed by the ghosts of betrayal and my own ruthless climb. At the office, I implemented changes, union-friendly policies, transparent bids to avoid the cronyism that plagued Western construction. Crews warmed slowly, sharing stories of past grievances I'd once ignored in my loyalty blinders. But success tasted bittersweet, laced with isolation. Nights brought relentless inner monologue. What if Jordan never responded? Had I severed us irreparably? Memories assaulted, her cheering at my college graduation, me tutoring her through business classes. We'd been allies against the world, until ambition poisoned it. Guilt swelled, a tidal wave drowning triumph. Was this the humane path? Or had revenge corroded my core? Finally, her reply. Coffee? Neutral ground. Relief mingled with dread. We met at a quaint spot in the foothills, aspens whispering in the breeze. She looked fragile, eyes guarded. Riley, she started, voice trembling. Why now? I exhaled, vulnerability raw. Because winning feels empty without you. Tears welled in her eyes. You destroyed everything. They destroyed me first. I countered.
But softly.
But I see now. Hurting you hurt me more.
Dialogue flowed.
Tense, yet cathartic. She admitted pressure from Harlan. Fear of starting from scratch in this cutthroat industry. I thought keeping it family would soften the blow. I shared my pain. The firing's humiliation. The contract's stab. Blood should have meant loyalty. Emotions peaked. Voices rising then cracking. I miss my sister, she whispered. Me too, I choked. We hugged.
Tears mingling attentivement.
Not instant forgiveness, but a start. Inner peace flickered. Warmer than any corporate coup. Back at work, I pondered integration. Offered her a role, not mine, but collaborative, leveraging her fresh ideas with my experience. She accepted warily. And slowly, we rebuilt, team meetings laced with awkward laughs turning genuine. Parents called, joy evident, proud of you both. Families' glue strengthened. Yet challenges arose. A rival firm sued over alleged poaching during the takeover, legal quagmire under Colorado antitrust laws. In court, I testified honestly, admitting aggressive tactics but no illegality. Judge ruled in our favor, but the ordeal humbled. Lesson deepened. Revenge invites cycles. Humanity breaks them. Emotion intensified with each hurdle. A site accident tested us. Worker injured due to old safety lapses. Jordan and I visited the hospital, her empathy shining. "We fixed this," she said. We did, upgraded protocols. Compensation beyond requirement. Seeing the workers' gratitude. Tears pricked my eyes. This was purpose, not power. Personal growth surged. I volunteered at local shelters, aiding displaced Western families hit by economic shifts. It grounded me, reminding betrayals' roots in systemic flaws, not just personal slights. Inner conflict resolved into compassion for Jordan, Harlan, now retired quietly. Even myself. One evening, watching sunset gild the mountains, Jordan joined me on the porch. "Thanks for the second chance. We both needed it," I replied. Embrace tightened, emotion overwhelming, love's resurgence. Profound and healing. Revenge's bitter price paid, humanity's reward infinite. As the company thrived ethically, green builds in the Rockies, community partnerships, pride swelled, untainted. But the true win? Mended bonds. Lesson light yet lasting, in the West's vast expanse. Forgiveness outlasts feuds. With each dawn over the Rockies, emotion deepened, a wellspring of renewal amid past scars. Jordan and I navigated the company together, her innovation complementing my grit. Board meetings evolved from tension to synergy, debates fierce but respectful, yielding breakthroughs like sustainable housing projects in underserved Western towns. Success felt earned, not seized. But the journey unearthed layers of vulnerability I'd buried. One crisis amplified it all. A whistleblower exposed lingering corruption from Harlan's era, kickbacks on federal contracts, risking fines under U.S. procurement laws. Panic gripped me. Could this undo everything? Inner turmoil raged. Had my takeover inherited poison? Jordan stood firm. We face it head-on. We cooperated with investigators, turning over records, implementing audits. The process stripped illusions, forcing confrontation with my role in the chaos. In quiet moments, doubt flooded. Did I cause this? I confessed to her one night, stars blanketing the sky. "No," she said softly. "But we heal it." Her words unlocked floods, tears for lost innocence, gratitude for redemption. Emotion crested, profound as a mountain storm.
Cleansing.
Resolution came, fines paid. But our transparency earned leniency and praise from regulators. Clients returned, drawn to our reformed ethos. At a company retreat in Wyoming Badlands, I addressed the team. We rose from betrayal through honesty. That's our strength. Applause echoed, but Jordan's proud smile moved me most. Personal ties deepened exponentially. Holidays with parents mended, Thanksgiving laughter replacing awkward silences. I dated again, opening to trust, vulnerability raw yet liberating. Inner monologues shifted from vengeance to reflection, revenge blinds, empathy illuminates. The pinnacle, a community center we built pro bono, ribbon cutting under clear skies. Seeing families thrive, emotion overwhelmed joy, humility, love intertwined. Jordan squeezed my hand. This is us. Tears flowed freely, catharsis complete. In the end, they fired me for my sister. But I bought the company and discovered revenge's hollow echo. The light lesson? In America's vast West, where horizons stretch endless, forgiveness builds empires that endure, far beyond brick and mortar. In the heart's resilient terrain,